Hello guys, welcome back to another video. The Euros may be upon us, but that transfer goodness is not going anywhere. Of course, my name is Steven. If you're new to the channel, make sure to hit that subscribe button and make sure to give this video a like. And if you don't want to miss out on any of the big transfer news across this summer away from the Euros, make sure to subscribe to this channel. And of course, segue, go check out OneFootball. The wonderful people over at OneFootball will be giving you all the up-to-date information from across the world of football and not just Manchester City. So if you want all your transfer news, of course, OneFootball is the home for you. And if you want all your Euros updates and all your stats and all that kind of stuff, OneFootball is also the home for you. Go and download it right now in the link in the description below. It's absolutely free. It's fantastic. I've been using it for like 3 years now. I'm not even exaggerating. OneFootball has been involved in my channel for an absolute lifetime. So if you haven't already downloaded it, what are you waiting for? Click that link in the description below, get OneFootball sent straight to your phone, and keep up to date with all the transfers and all the Euros goodness. It's the Euros, isn't it? I'm so excited for the Euros now, actually. I'll be honest, my excitement levels are relatively low, but I've decided on a personal level, I'm going to try and enjoy football a little bit more this summer because I'm always working, you know, doing these videos and it's great fun. But often when I'm doing City stuff at the weekend, I don't really watch much of a football because I'm spending so long editing that this summer I'll do the odd watch along for the odd England game or maybe some other big games, but I'm going to try and just watch football. Like, my best mate's coming around tonight to watch the start of the Euros. I can't wait. I'm so excited. And of course, I will be trying to keep up to date with how the likes of you know, all these City players like your Portugal, your Bernardos and your Diaz's, the Cancelos, and then of course De Bruyne over at Belgium, then the England lads. I'll be trying to keep across all of that throughout this tournament in whatever way you guys want it covered, but mainly for now we're talking about transfers because transfers are the good shit. That is the stuff that we're here for. And mainly as well because it's not going to go away at all. Now, of course, yesterday I did a very deep, in-depth dive with all the transfer nonsense with Asan from the 9320 pod. Go watch that right now. Well, not right now, actually, after you finish this video. It's a really good long-form chat about transfers. And today I'm going to try and elaborate a little bit more on a couple of particular deals. And also a little bit of news that broke about an hour or so as I'm recording this video. This comes from Gazzetta over in Italy, of course, via Sport Witness. And this could be nonsense. We never know. But according to Gazzetta, Juventus have accelerated contacts for Gabriel Jesus in anticipation of a potential exit from Cristiano Ronaldo. There is a possibility of a loan without immediate financial obligations, and Man City forward is open to moving. So there's a lot to unpack there. Now, I don't actually doubt for what it's worth that Cristiano is probably going to move on from Juventus, and I think we're all probably slightly underestimating just how popular Gabriel Jesus will be to other clubs around the world. Sometimes you don't know how good you've got it, and I genuinely mean that. I know he's not been perfect at Man City, but he's a lot better than some of us would give him credit for, and I think it's telling that so many big clubs around the world would actually bite our hands off to get Gabriel Jesus if he became available. And this story implies that Juventus want him as a replacement for Cristiano Ronaldo, which is very big boost to step into. Ronaldo will almost definitely leave Juventus because it's not really been a big success there. They spent an insane amount of money. He scored some goals. He scored plenty of goals, but he definitely wasn't, you know, he wasn't the shining star that they wanted him to be. They wanted him to win the Champions League for him and probably score 45 goals a season, where if anything, he just became, you know, your 30-goal striker over there, which they could have got from somewhere else for a lot cheaper probably. He's not been a failure, but I wouldn't say he's been the success that they wanted him to be. Gabriel Jesus apparently is their potential replacement. What I will say is the idea of a loan without immediate financial obligations, nah, I'm sorry. When I was chatting to Wason yesterday, we both felt quite strongly about this. I don't want Manchester City to do anyone any favours in the transfer market. They all come to Manchester City with a little pot in the hand going, please, sir, can I have a forward worth 75 million for free for a year? Fuck off. That's what I will say. They can do one and get in the bin. I don't want that. City are not a charity case. These clubs would not do us a favour. We have to bend over backwards and then backwards and backwards even some more until we're a little circle, a Man City circle, before we can actually get these transfers done. We have to keep spending money to get away from these clubs. So why would we do Juventus a favour? I'm not really keen on that. If City do move a player on, it can't be a loan unless there's an obligation to buy for a fee that we are comfortable with, of course. That's a different thing. I never got these whole loan with obligation to buy. It's just a sale with a deferred payment. Why is it's not a loan, is it? Let's be honest. I never got that whole terminology. It's just a loan. It's like when I get a team. If I got something on finance, and I don't have to pay for a year, it's not a loan. I haven't loaned it. I bought it. I just got to pay it in a year. So I never got this whole loan with obligation to buy. No, it's a sale. Just the money comes later. But yeah, I don't really like the idea of City giving away these players on loan unless there's a lot of money there. And to be honest, Gabriel Jesus, as much as some people don't rate him, he should be worth 70 to 80 million. I genuinely believe that he's a high quality forward playing for a high quality team, and we should be getting that kind of money for him. I wouldn't be surprised if he's open to moving for what it's worth. It's absolutely it's no surprise at all. I would like him in our squad still. I think he's a better player than a lot of us give us credit for, but I don't blame him if he's looking elsewhere, especially considering the fact that we're going for another striker. Haaland, Kane, Andre Silva, Lukaku, Martinez, all these players are linked with a move to Manchester City semi-regularly, and we all know that City do want a striker. And he's probably looking at these players and going, it's going to be like I was at Aguero for a long time. I'm going to be behind these players again. And he probably wants to go somewhere and be the main man. Now, a lot of people will say he's a left winger. I don't think that's really the issue here, or not at all. I think he sees himself as someone who should be not a backup left winger or not a backup striker. He should be the main man. And he's probably right. He should be the main man somewhere. So if he wants to go, I kind of don't blame him. But I don't want him to go in this kind of way. If they bring up big money, go for it. I would not be against the idea of someone like, Kane or whatever, with then Delap actually being, alongside Ferran Torres being the backup strikers. I'd be happy with that, man. Ferran Torres, Delap, Harry Kane. It's pretty fun. I love Gabriel Jesus, but I'd be fine with that. The next bit of news today is that Sterling and Mahrez's futures are uncertain, and this comes from Mark Ogden over at ESPN FC. He doesn't always have the best rep with Manchester City news, but he seems pretty certain in here. And this story states that if we want Grealish, we'd have to sell at least one high-profile forward with someone like Sterling and Mahrez. According to Mark Ogden, these are facing an uncertain future. Sterling has 2 years remaining on his contract, and he's not yet close to signing a new deal. That's actually true. So we can't deny that. Sterling does only have 2 years left. I heard a personal rumour, and it's probably true as well, that City aren't happy with the idea of Sterling not signing a contract this summer, because it means he goes into, by the end of next season, he's got 1 year left, and obviously he's too valuable an asset for that to be... We've had our hands burnt with Leo Osani here, so I don't think they want the same thing to happen. And I've heard if he doesn't sign a contract by the end of July, City will put him up for sale, which is interesting. Which is very interesting. So I'm not surprised by that at all, personally. That his future is shrouded a little bit in mystery. According to the report, Mahrez is not guaranteed to be at City next season, despite his performances last season, of course. Laporte is also open to a move back to Spain, and City could raise over 100 million. The likes of Sterling, Mahrez, and Laporte move on this summer. Even with all those move on, you're looking at 200 million, in my personal opinion. But yeah, I don't think any of this is a surprise, really. I think Mahrez will stay, and rightfully so, but I wouldn't be surprised if City did move him on and try to refresh the squad, I think if there was a situation where one of Sterling or Mahrez had left and Grealish was the replacement, City wouldn't be too upset about it, as long as they got the right kind of money for this deal. Simply because I think, as we talked about yesterday, hunger is so important. I don't think City will ever doubt the professionalism of any of these players because they've got them this far. But one thing you cannot really allow for is complacency. It naturally sets in when players have been at a club for a long time. And someone like Sterling has been here for 6 years now, and obviously Bernardo's been here for a long time now. And winning also, it breeds success, but it also breeds complacency. And we've seen big managers constantly get rid of big profile players over the years. Successful ones, obviously the likes of Ferguson did it, and we have to admit it. Even Guardiola moved on the likes of Eto'o and so on at Barcelona. And they do it for a reason. They do it because... sometimes you just need to be ruthless because they can get used to it. And if you're used to it, and even it could make you lose just 1% hunger. And 1% hunger is enough to kind of affect the whole squad. And it could be the difference in a high-profile game. So I wouldn't be surprised if any of these players moved on. I don't think I want them to move on for what it's worth. I don't want Sterling or Mahrez to go, but I would not be surprised. And that's kind of life, really. If they go, so be it, I honestly see it as necessary, so I can make my peace of it. And it's probably an element as well of how the season United on such a low that I'm just kind of slightly at peace with it. That's not like that's their fault individually, but I'm probably slightly at peace with the idea of next season, a slight refreshed squad. It could just be kind of fun, you know. It'd be painful, but it could also be fun just to see some new players at Manchester City and see some new faces and see that injection of life and, you know, vibrancy into the squad that new signings pretty much always bring. They changed the dynamic of the dressing room, and that can only be a good thing. Having said that, you know, selling Sterling is not going to be easy. If City wanted to move on, I personally don't, if I'm being honest. Even if he did have a bad season, I think Sterling's worth hanging around. But even if City did moving on, you're still looking for 80 to 100 million. That's genuinely fair. I mean, in another lifetime, he's 100 million plus. I mean, maybe not after the season he's just had, but you can't deny he's a superstar to other clubs, and he is. And Mahrez, given his age, probably wouldn't get that same amount of money, but you're looking at least 50 million there, in my personal opinion. And Laporte, I would want 60 to 70 to get the money back that we spent on him. So, either way, I can see one of these players moving on, potentially. Jack Grealish is clearly high on City's list. He's a good player, very good player, Jack Grealish, and I would not say no to him in a Manchester City shirt, mainly because he loves the idea of playing for Man City, and I think there's something to be said by that. The likes of Bernardo is probably not that bothered about playing for City anymore. Not that he doesn't care, maybe just because he's a bit fed up with life over here. I don't know what it is, but he's clear his motivation is not as strong as Jack Grealish's would be. That's not to say he's a worse player or anything like that. It's just, you know, motivation and complacency are a thing. So Grealish in a City shirt, he would love to play alongside De Bruyne, Foden and co. So I would not be against that. Guys, that's just my little summary of all the news today. Go and enjoy the Euros. Tonight I will be watching, it's Italy, isn't it? Italy, Turkey or something like that, I think. I'll be watching this and enjoying it, and I will probably do a watch along for the England game. Enjoy your weekend. I will be back possibly with another live video later, maybe with a live video later if anything big happens news-wise. Go and download One Football. You're all absolutely awesome. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you later on or tomorrow for another video. Go watch the video of Asan as well in a bit.